Yo, what's up, ZT fan? This is Daryl Bryan. I've been meaning to do a video for a long time. Well, actually, I've been meaning to do a video since I came back from Fan Expo Toronto, which was Labor Day weekend, so about a month ago. I always watch Say's videos, Cody's videos, Adam's videos, and now we got the official Zombie Tramp YouTube channel live uh, channel thing going on. So that's cool. I tried to sign on yesterday, but caught the tail end, and it seemed like most of you guys were signing off. So I figured I'd just wait for next time. Plus, I also kind of just wanted to do a solo thing anyway. As I said, I've been thinking about doing one. When I got back from Fan Expo Toronto, I was setting this display case up, and I was like, oh man, I should post something. But then I was like, I got New York Comic Con coming up. Maybe I'll just hold off and kind of like do a review of both cons. But as I'm getting ready for New York Comic Con, I realized like, wow, I got a lot to say about Fan Expo, and I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot to say about New York Comic Con. So I was like, that's gonna be a long video, so I might as well just like do the Fan Expo one now. But before I go on, I just want to say this group has been friggin' awesome. I had for the longest time thought I was the only one with the addiction. I would always be on eBay trying to find the illest Zombie Tramp covers, and most of my local comic book shops don't even carry Zombie Tramp. And yeah, I know you can ask for it, but it is kind of annoying because you want to get certain covers, and I know you can get certain covers by asking, but sometimes you just want to like hold them and feel them and not be committed. But anyway, I would always search Facebook to see if there was a Zombie Tramp fan forum, and never found one. I'm a part of like a Spawn one, which is really cool. Finally, I did another search for Zombie Tramp, and this one popped up. And I'm glad to see that I am not alone, like there are other people with the same addiction. And, I just love it. We're we communicate with each other like on a friendly basis. And we're always rooting for each other. And, I mentioned I'm in like another group. I'm actually in like one or two other comic book groups, but there's nothing like this group. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. Who's been a part of it. I know David, you are the one that took the step forward and made the Zombie Tramp fan club on Facebook. So thank you. I think Adam, you got one on Instagram, the ZT fan club. So and I hope I'm giving the proper credit. And, if I'm not, call me out. And there's nothing like meeting Dan Mendoza at a con. Like you can meet some pretty cool artists at cons, but some A-listers like Jim Lee, who I did meet at Fan Expo, you only get a brief moment of time to talk to him. I did go to a private signing for him, and I did get to have a genuine conversation, but that's something you got to pay for, And as cool as it was, and it's totally freaking awesome, I got this poster. He was giving out these posters to everyone that went to the private signing. I got I think I got like 16 comic books signed by him. Great experience. And then, with other artists, you can go up to their table at Artist Alley. Sometimes there's a line. Sometimes they're, you have to wait for their signing. Like, it's scheduled. So you gotta like adjust your schedule to make sure you're you're on the line to meet whoever it is. And then they got a long line. And then there are other artists you can just walk up to their table and chat with. But when you walk up to Dan, he's always at his table. He never leaves his booth. Even for lunch, he orders like a pie with everyone else at Action Lab, and they just sit at their booth and they just share it or whatever. And I know a lot of fans will bring him food. I myself also will bring him something, because I know he stays at his booth the entire time. New York Comic Con is 4 days long. He's going to be there at his table all 4 days. He's not going to, take breaks or anything like that. He's a trooper, and I don't know how he does it because he goes to cons a lot, and he's always working on his books. But he loves his fans, and um, I'm excited to meet him. Again, I've met him at New York Comic Con 3 times already, and then last month at New York at Fan Expo Toronto. And I'm pumped to see him again. He was the first artist I went to at Fan Expo as soon as those doors opened. Went to his table and we just chatted for like, I don't know, an hour maybe even longer than that. I almost missed meeting Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder, but thankfully when I was done talking to Dan, I was able to make it, and I was the last person to be able to get online for Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. After May, they cut everyone else off, so I just barely made it. And then right after that, I was able to meet Jim Lee. So Fan Expo was a complete success. I was there for Saturday and Sunday. So let me just kind of walk you through what I have on display, because when you've been collecting comics for as long as I have, as you can see, some of this stuff is from the early 90s. And then you actually get them signed, it becomes like a trophy. It's like, wow, this is something that I've treasured. All these things I treasure, and I was able to meet the person that made this happen. So again, real quick, I just want to kind of show you my score, and we'll take it from there. So you're essentially in my Batcave, I call it. So I'll start off with the Jim Lee stuff. I know this is a Zombie Tramp forum, but I hope you don't mind a little tour. So I got that poster that he was giving out during his private signing. I love this cover of Superman. This is actually Frank Miller's autograph. I met him at another New York show. Got him to sign that in gold. That looks badass right there. This I actually picked up after Fan Expo just because it matches this cover. So I'm hoping to get this one signed by Jim Lee at some point in New York Comic Con, although I know his lines are going to be crazy. So we'll see what happens. Here's a sketch I got from Kevin Altieri. As some of you probably know, he's one of the directors of the Batman the Animated Series. Another Jim Lee signing. This I got the sketch I got from a aspiring artist. Her name is Yoshi Lin. She actually got her first gig with DC Comics. She's doing Wonder Woman, some kind of like digital only comic coming out soon, but excited for that. Something about Gotham City Garage or something like that, but she's doing Wonder Woman. I could be wrong on the name, but I just love her art style. It's just freaking beautiful. This is one of my all-time favorite covers. Got this signed by Jim Lee. As you can see, it's the Joker getting choked by Batman, and the Joker is just straight up laughing. Like, he loves this stuff. He loves messing around with Batman. Here's another one, and then another one, and then if you've been collecting comics a long time, then you're probably familiar with this. This is the #1 selling comic of all time, but it's kind of cheating because they had 5 different covers. But I got Jim Lee to sign the 4 connecting issues, and then I also got him to sign the one that is all 4 of them. It's like a gatefold issue. I take you to my other display case where I got some Spawn stuff signed. Like I said, I met Greg Capullo. Got what's his name, Eric Larson, to do a sketch for me. This is not signed. This I got signed, but I bought this on eBay signed, and then I got the matching toy. This I do not have signed. I'm hoping to meet McFarlane this weekend. This I want to get signed also. Actually, this one I bought on eBay and it's already signed, so I don't need to get this one signed, but there's something to be said when you actually meet the artist and get it signed. So we'll see what happens. This I got signed by Eric Larson last year at Fan Expo. This I want to get signed by Ty, but it is signed by the writer Peter David. And this I also got Eric Larson to sign. Yeah, so like I said, I'm pumped for New York Comic Con. I've got a bunch of stuff all lined up for autographs. I got to pack them in these accordion folders and stuff in my backpack. But like I said, I'll go through this stuff if I get any of these signed. I'll kind of do another video and show you my successes there. This one I picked up from one of you guys. Sorry, I'll give you credit maybe in the comments or something, but thank you for hooking me up with this one. This is something I've been seeking out for a long time. So I'm hoping to get all these signed, but I don't know. We'll see. It all depends on the circumstances, I guess. But yeah, let's go back to my score from Fan Expo. So as you can see, I got Volume 1. Oh, this is my homie Diggle. Say hello to the crew. All right. Yeah, so as you can see, I got Volume 1 Origins and Volume 2 on display. When I was collecting, to me, Volume 1 and 2 is where it's at. Like, something about the black and white style with like the red just makes it, that's what hooked me. I actually found Zombie Tramp on Comixology. I read Volume 1, loved it, bought Volume 2, and it was just as Volume 3 was about to start. So when I finally met Dan, I think 2012, at New York Comic Con, I was telling him how much I loved his art style. It reminded me of like he actually does have like a Bill Watterson, Calvin and Hobbes kind of style, the way he exaggerates his expressions. Of course, this is a lot bloodier and sexier, but that's what hooked me. And so when I met him at New York Comic Con 2012, I bought Volumes 1 and 2 from him, the actual graphic novels, and he signed those. But I always saw these covers, and I'm like, damn, I would love to have the actual issues. We all know that Volume 1 is like over $1,000 easily, and issue 3 is like the holy grail because I've never seen it even available, let alone and that like volumes, issues 1 and 2, you can find them on eBay, very pricey, of course, easily over a G, but issue 3 is just the holy grail. I was happy when Dan Mendoza came out with the replicas. So I've come to terms. I will probably never own the original Volume 1, but I'm happy that he at least came out with these replicas. Because to me these covers are so sought after. For the longest time I've wanted them so bad. At least I had the replicas, and I'm okay with that. And then I have the original Volume 2 Dan Mendoza covers, which I am so proud to own. This one I found at a local comic shop, and it was like $7 or $8 or something. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this is a great buy. And I picked that up along with the Breaking Bad cover from that comic shop. And then the rest I got either at a comic convention from an Action Lab booth, whether Dan Mendoza was there or it was Bill McKay at another convention. I saw Bill McKay for the first time in Edison last year, Edison, New Jersey. So I'm happy to get these. Let me kind of give you a close-up. So I'll just bring it over to you guys instead of moving around the camera. So what I do is I have them in normal board and bag, but then I stick them in these top loaders. They slip pretty easily, and I think someone mentioned these top loaders on the Zombie Tramp one time, and I picked them up from there. And then I get these little things from eBay. They're like you can buy them in all different assortments: pack of 3, pack of 5, pack of 10, pack of 20. And the more you buy, the cheaper it is. But they come out to like maybe, I don't know, maybe like $1.10, $1.20 each. And then pop, Goes right there. And then for certain issues, I actually have a clear backing. So there, even though you don't see it, this does have a board. So these ones with wraparound covers, I thought were perfect for these clear backings. And it was actually Say that mentioned Comic Skin. That's how I found out about it. So thank you, Say. So actually, I went to Amazon, and I think I posted a question because I had a question about these backboards, these clear ones. And instead of answering my question, he said the response was, give me your address. We'll ship you some free samples. So rather than posting my address on a public website on Amazon, I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. So I found Comic Skin's Facebook page and messaged them. And then I don't know if it's the same guy that said that on Amazon, but he said, no problem, we'll send you some free samples. So this is one of the free samples. And I chose this cover, obviously, because, and actually most people, I don't know if they know that this is a wraparound cover. You see this cover a lot, on the internet, but it actually is a wraparound. So you don't know that she's actually cut in half in this issue until you actually see the back. So, like I said, I'm a big fan of the Volume 1, Volume 2 style. It's interesting. Volume 2, her white part of her hair actually goes all the way down. And it's like that throughout the entire Volume 2 series, which is pretty interesting. Then in Volume 3, it went back to what it was in Volume 1, except with color. Yeah, so oh yeah, another thing I do. So you might have noticed this. For ones with risque, what I do is I just bloop, have it on the other side. So that's a cool thing with these top loaders. Makes it easier to display, I guess. All right, so let's go on to these guys right here. These are my pride and joy because obviously the commissions are only one of one. So we'll start with this one. Let's see if you can get a good view. There we go. Some of you probably got the reference already. So the first day at Fan Expo, actually the first day for me was Saturday. I think Dan was there. I think the whole show, it might be Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday, but I was there Saturday. And I love how Zombie Tramp commissions always have some kind of like reference to something else, or even his some of his issues have a reference to some kind of show. And Walking Dead is a perfect thing to reference with Zombie Tramp because they're related in the fact that they star zombies. So I thought it'd be cool to show the door from episode 1 of Walking Dead that actually says "Don't open, dead inside," and then have the door actually open and out pops Zombie Tramp. So love that she's totally naked. I love that the blood is covering the naughty parts. It's one thing I do like about, among other things, the way that the blood stands out. With Zombie Tramp, it just uses that like kind of like bright red, especially in the Volume 1, Volume 2 issues. And as an added bonus, he drew my decapitated head in there, so I can actually say that I'm in a Zombie Tramp comic book. Well, it's just a commission, but still cool thing. And this baby right here, I also used one of those clear backboards. So let's see if you can get a close up. So here, this was on Sunday of Fan Expo. I told Dan just do a volume 1, volume 2 style, black and white with red. And I was like, just do whatever you want, just make her sexy. And this is what he came up with. I love this one. I mean, I love the other one too, but I do love this one just because, you know, I love that black and white style, which makes the red pop. As you can see, I added some blushies with the pink. And then again, as I mentioned, I used the clear backboard because it actually extends. So let me give you the proper view because that's the way it was intended to be seen. Look at that right here. That's the thing about issue 13 blank variants is that they have a wraparound so that you could actually, or he could, or any artist could actually extend the image. Whereas the Zombie Tramp Origins 1 blank variants, it's only the front cover that is a blank sketch. The back actually has some kind of Batman advertisement on it. But yeah, look at that beauty. She never looks so good. Yeah, I mean, that feeling when you get, when Dan hands you his commission is indescribable. I hope, you know, if you don't have one, that you do get the opportunity. I know a lot of you already do. Actually, what would be a cool idea, I don't know about a lot of you, but for me, I could, and I actually do, get lost in Dan Mendoza's Instagram account. I'll just look at all his posts. I just keep scrolling through them, and I just stare at it for forever. So I would not be opposed to creating a public album for the ZT group where we just post our commissions, because that's what I'm staring at is his commissions. I love his commissions, and you know, they're one-on-ones. No, you can't get them anywhere else. And he actually doesn't post all his commissions, at least as of lately. You know, I got this at Fan Expo. Got both of these at Fan Expo last month. He hasn't posted it, and he's a busy guy, so I can't blame him if he doesn't have the time to post every single one of his commissions. But as a group, it'd be cool if we posted a picture of our commissions, and that way it's not cluttered with other posts by Dan where he's talking about what convention he's at next or anything like that, which is good stuff on his Instagram account, but it'd be really cool to have an album dedicated just to his commission. So maybe I'll throw that idea on the group. Maybe I'll just create the album and start and see what happens. So, am I looking to get a commission for New York Comic Con? I have some ideas, and I'm going to run them by Dan, see what he thinks. But at the same time, you know, New York Comic Con, especially going all 4 days, can be quite expensive. So I do have to kind of like see, but I know once I'm in the moment, I'm going to be like, yeah, here's my money, Dan, do work your magic. But I also have to keep in mind his Kickstarter is coming out, and I know all of us are dedicated fans, and all of us are going to be gunning for it. So I do have to keep that in mind also. But like I said, I'll do another one of these after New York Comic Con. But yeah, actually, let me show you something else that Dan gave me. So I got, these are just magazine boxes that, as you can see, I have a whole bunch on the bottom of my display cases. You can buy them anywhere, Target, and gives you easy access to your comic books. I used to keep my comic books in a plastic box or a few plastic boxes and then keep them in a closet, but it was just annoying to like keep going into the closet and digging out the comic book box. So finally switched to these, but so it makes it much more convenient. So yeah, a couple more I got signed. This is that Fan Expo Dollface. This one I got I think last year at New York Comic Con. I love this cover. Dollface #1. Bought it from Dan himself. Another Fan Expo, but this. Oh, so yeah, another thing I do at cons is I bring my sketchbook, and yeah, I do try and I don't consider myself anything good or anything, but I do draw. And I showed Dan my sketchbook, and he just gave me tons of advice, and he just gave me some examples, and he showed me how to do different poses and things like that. So I thought that was really cool that he took the time to give me some drawing advice. Nothing like too fancy or nothing that will sell on eBay, really. I'm not like, I don't care about that kind of stuff, but yeah, gave me some really great tips, and I thought it was really cool that one, he let me keep this, and two, just for the advice that he gave me. So let me, I guess while I'm talking about it, and then I'll let you guys go because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But yeah, this is my desk where I draw. And, I'm not as gangster as like Trevor Grace or anything, but I do try and draw myself. I find some inspiration with some Calvin Hobbes books, and obviously I have my comic books to kind of like look through. But yeah, here's some of my stuff. I'll kind of just go through some of these real quick. See, I got some Zombie Tramp stuff here. Dan was happy when he saw these. Some of you might recognize this. Taking some classes too. Some of you might recognize this. And this one too. Let me skip some of this. I don't want to bore you too much. One of my favorite movies, Darren Aronofsky, Black Swan. That's one of the ones I did for recently. Another one I did recently. This one is a Bruce Timm style or Batman animated series style, but an homage to this cover by Jim Lee. One of my favorite covers, as I mentioned before. If you made it through this video, this is a long ass video, I didn't realize it was half an hour. Oh my god. Alright. And then finally, here's some other stuff. Alright, cool. So, like I said, I didn't mean to keep you this long. If you guys made it this far, props to you. I'm going to guess, maybe some of you didn't, but that's all. It's all good. I'm going to try and keep the next one shorter. Like I said, it's my first time, and thank you guys for being a part of this group. I don't even use Facebook proper, to be honest with you, but this group specifically, I love. So hope to chat with you more. Feel free to hit me up. If you guys are going to be at New York Comic Con, hit me up. Feel free to comment or send me a personal message. I'm always down to chat. Thanks. Peace.